Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Chris, and today I got some news I want to share with y'all. A very big YouTuber, both metaphorically and literally, by the name of Boogie2988, whose real name is Stephen J. Williams, was arrested today down in Arkansas over an incident that occurred this past September or September of 2020, where another YouTuber, I guess, showed up at his house and was verbally insulting him, telling him to come out. Using all sorts of profanities, which I'm not going to say in this video. And Boogie, what he pulled out what looks to be a revolver, and warned him to leave his property. And he let off a warning shot like this into the air, and for that, he was arrested. He was uh, let's see, he was arrested at 7:39 a.m. this morning. He had a $5,000 bail, and he was bonded out at 10:40 a.m. This morning. So he basically only spent a couple hours in jail. Had his people come and come and get him up out of there, and he is charged with aggravated assault in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Now, the court documents are saying that the defendant knowingly and under circumstances manifesting extreme indifference to the value of human life purposely displays a firearm in such a manner then creates a substantial danger of death or serious injury. The defendant discharged a firearm into a residential neighborhood, thereby manifesting an extreme indifference to the value of human life and creating a substantial danger of death or physical injury against the peace and dignity of the state of Arkansas. The dignity of the state of Arkansas. Now, I've never been to Arkansas, but I guess it is a very dignified place. But back to being serious. Here is my opinion on this matter as a person who makes YouTube videos, who owns quite a few firearms. I have a concealed carry permit, and I have a life. Um, Even though I am not as large of a YouTuber in terms of popularity of my YouTube channel, I'm not trying to make another fat joke, but um, I do understand that when you are in the public, when you're a popular person that a lot of people know, uh, a lot of times people think that they have a right to just walk up to you or interject themselves uh, in your personal life, and they don't. People don't have that right to just show up to your house and harass you. Now there's evidence that before this incident occurred, or a couple of days before this guy showed up to his house, I guess they were in a argument on this YouTube channel called Drama Alert, and Boogie, from what I'm hearing, he was like sort of inciting or like just talking trash and basically egging the guy to show up to his place and blah blah blah. And I guess the guy showed up, and he knocked on his door, was calling him all sorts of profanities, and Boogie basically just let one off. And at the same at on one hand, both of them are in the wrong because in regards to this guy's and I forget what his name is, who showed up to his house. First off, from what I'm hearing, is that he drove from a couple states away, which in and of itself is just super loser behavior. Like, I wouldn't even drive to the next city for someone like I wouldn't even walk outside to to deal with some nonsense like this. And the fact that this guy drove states away is crazy. Like, that's just in and of itself is shocking. But I mean, there are a lot of crazy people out there. And then the fact that Boogie2988, who I believe is like in his 30s or 40s, would risk his personal freedom to show that he's a tough guy against a person that he was having an argument with online. It just shows, it's like, just people don't think, man. And as a gun owner, you have there's a responsibility when it comes to owning firearms. And when I saw him just shoot his gun like that and he's in a residential neighborhood. He's not in some he's not in a rural area, which I'm not. I don't know nothing about Fayetteville, Arkansas. It might be a rural area, but I'm just saying. Uh, from what I read, he was in a residential area right by a school, and he shot his gun into the air. And there's cases every year where people are hit by stray bullets. It happens quite a bit in a lot of cities throughout the country, and it's tragedy just keeps happening because idiots are they think this is fun, like they think this is funny, like shooting your gun in the air, but bullets, they go up and they come down, and when they hit people they can potentially kill someone. So you know it, at the bare minimum he shouldn't be allowed to own a firearm because he could have just closed the door, and he already called the police. Wait for them to get there. Why even engage in this guy who is outside your door verbally making insults towards you? Like and now he is at risk of serving up to 6 years in prison. Now he's probably a first time offender. He probably doesn't have a record, so he probably will get he might not even get any jail time. But I mean, at the minimum, he should have his guns taken away from him, because to shoot your gun in the air, it just shows that you're not a responsible person in my eyes. But I just I don't know. And also one more point I want to make. I feel like when you have reached success, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be in your career, whether it be in the things that you might have obtained and worked hard for, I don't understand why you'd want to like risk that and do something silly to end yourself up in prison. Like I see all the time on Facebook, I see people taking pictures of their relatives or their maybe a spouse who got sent to prison, and I think like this person had people around them that supported them, and they did something stupid, and now they're locked up. And I don't know, like to me being locked up, you don't get no WAP, you don't get to do what you want to do. And I don't know, but in regards to Boogie2988, it's going to be interesting seeing what happens to him, because man, with him being such a popular person on YouTube, and it looks like he's pretty well off based on the house that the guy walked up to. He's going to be a target if he's not in administrative what do they call it, administrative segregation or whatever. If he's like in the general population, he's probably going to be taken advantage of and extorted. So prison is not a place for is not a good place for anyone, but it's definitely not a good place for someone who has money and someone who looks like they're pretty soft. So that's all I gotta say. Please hit that subscribe button, comment, tell me what you guys think about this, about Boogie getting locked up and then getting bonded out. And that's all I gotta say. Peace.